Hello everyone. Today I bring you a brief introduction to the game, Genshin Impact and Theater Mechanicus Guide. As players familiar with the game Genshin Impact know, this RPG open-world adventure game has been released for 2 years, and currently, the latest version is 3.1. With the update of the version, this game has been rising in popularity in the world. Its grand pattern, beautiful graphics, beautiful music, cute characters, and the battle mode infused with the power of the elements. So many players are happy to fall into it. It is a great game. This is a very good game. I think interested friends might want to give it a try. Let's get down to business, let's go. Stage 9 Dream Pavilion is still divided into 3 paths, top, middle, and bottom. This issue focuses on the final boss, Thunderhelm Lawachurl Battle Strategy Recommended lineup with ice. It is to set up 3 recovery mechanisms at the top, middle, and bottom. Then place the wind mechanism directly behind the recovery mechanism. This is done to avoid missing monsters. Then set up an ice mechanism next to the wind mechanism, because there are more lightning monsters to face in the middle and later stages of this stage. So it's not a bad idea to set up wind and ice machines in the early stages. The reason for the wind mechanism is that there are some small monsters that move very fast in the early stages, so the wind system is designed to prevent the monster from being missed, and it also eliminates the need for us to operate, so we can achieve a zero interference objective. It means that we don't need to interfere too much with these mechanisms. We just need to hang around and draw cards in this formation. The top road is 3 mechanisms. The middle road is 5 mechanisms, and then the bottom road is the same as the top road. The top, middle, and bottom are a 3-5-3 swing. The other 2 are placed in ice mechanisms. In the middle of the road are 2 wind mechanisms and 3 ice mechanisms. This wind-based mechanism should be placed at least 1. For if the wind mechanism is not placed, the only way to control the monsters is to use other methods. In that case, for example, the bouncy mechanism can also be, but it's actually a bit more cumbersome, and it's more intuitive to go straight to an ice and wind lineup. For card draws, just focus on recovery and game cards, as well as ice cards, because the ice agency is the main output. So for wind cards, you can start the game without drawing. Wait for the later rounds. If you can meet a wind blade card, if you get a wind blade card on a later turn, as the attack effect of a wind machine becomes a wind blade, then you can draw another wind machine card. Wind blade has a knockback effect, so if you don't draw this card, you'll have to consider replacing most of your wind mechanisms with ice ones on turn 4 and 5. It's possible to switch to an ice lineup for all of this stage later on. If you can draw the card in the middle, that turns the wind mechanism into a wind blade, you can keep the wind mechanism. Accidentally draws a ghost stick, and so destroys a mechanism. It's actually quite a loss to draw this ghost deck, because after it destroys a mechanism, you don't even get that rebate cost for demolition. Then you have to build a new mechanism again. It's like losing two cards. One for the cost of demolition, and one for the cost of the mechanism you have to rebuild. I feel like it's more of a loss than drawing an attack level kind of card. The main thing to do in the early stages is to focus on drawing cards that increase your earnings. For example, it's better to draw cards that increase the gain of the recycling mechanism and increase the gain of magic points than to draw cards that increase the attack level. Especially in the first to second rounds, the gains are important because there are not many monsters. In the first to second rounds, it is still relatively easy to defend. At the top and bottom of the left side, there are 3 magical mechanisms, 2 ice machines and 1 wind machine, but it is best to place these 2 ice mechanisms some distance apart from each other, that is not too close together. It is advisable to place one in front and then another behind. The purpose of this is to distance them so that they can keep the effect of ice attachment. Gives the monster the effect of ice attachment, and as soon as it comes out of the refresh point, you will be able to hit the ice wounds, to break some shields on the monster and also be able to cause a slowing effect on the monster in advance. Thunderhelm Lawachurl. There is actually no way to play Permafrost Flow in this stage, because water cards are disabled. Playing Permafrost is not really ideal. If the water card is disabled, you will not be able to reinforce your water mechanisms, and you will have to rely on ice. In this case, it is actually the wind magical mechanism that is chosen for its greater benefit. The wind has an additional knockback effect that is more robust. Due to the relatively short range of the water-based mechanisms, so it is still easy to miss the monster. By this time it was round 4. Ice-based machines have a large range and attack from a long distance, so that means that the monster is blocked as soon as it leaves its home. Can't even step into the recovery area of the recovery mechanism. At the end of this round, which is the 4th round, you can change all the mechanisms to ice mechanisms. If at the end of the 4th round, you still have not drawn the card with the wind blade effect, you can change all the mechanisms to ice mechanisms. The wind mechanism is no longer useful. It has too short an attack range. The ice mechanism also happens to be a restraint to the thunder attribute of Thunderhelm Lawachurl, so if you don't draw any good cards, it's okay to change all of them to ice mechanisms. Here a mechanism has been removed for drawing a ghostly sign. I'll make it up again. I actually didn't want a wind-based mechanism for this stage originally. However, I drew a wind blade card in the middle, so I kept it. With this lineup, the stage can be played easily without interference, and then with a full score and no damage. Because under the double slowing effect, that is the slowing effect of the recycling mechanism, plus the slowing effect of the ice mechanism, the final boss. Its movement speed is basically just stagnant. It's just going to take a beating. And that's the end of the show. There's not much more to say at this point. Let's wait for the good news. If you like my videos, please like my channel and subscribe. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them on my channel. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the video.